Welcome to the Coach Toolbox. This podcast is for coaches, leaders, and learners at all levels in organizations and in all walks of life. Here, you will get just-in-time learning that is research-based and practice-focused. The goal is personal and professional mastery. And now, our session today. As coaches, we work with many clients who come to us with the agenda that they just want to be happy. I've had a client say to me, all I want is to be happy. Is that a very big expectation to have? Why can't I just be happy? Everyone else around me is happy. And there are many variations of this expectation of just wanting to be happy. Now, it seems like a simple thing that we as coaches can do to support our clients, just be happy to be happy. Perhaps we can help them identify the things that they like to do, develop hobbies, spend time on their interests, spend time with friends, and then encourage them to do more and more of that. But this can be very deceptive. It's like sticking a band-aid on a wound that is infected from within. The appearance is one of action and healing, but there's a lot of pus inside. Sorry about this terrible metaphor. Must think of something else for this. So when you have a client who comes to you just wanting to be happy, know that there is something deeper at play here. One of my clients came to me wanting to be happy, and when we talked about her life, she had everything in her life going right, including the hobbies and the holidays and work and personal life, yet there was something missing. She wanted to be happy. And I'm wondering, wow, if this person can't be happy, then who can? Therefore, it's important for us as coaches to understand a bit more around this deep issue of happiness and wanting to be happy. Be clear that it's not a simple issue and that there are many layers to it. So in our conversation today, let's start with some fundamental aspects of trying to understand what research literature states about the elements of happiness and how we as coaches can support our clients. And it must start with us struggling with this concept in our own life first. Now, some of us, just like our clients, are what one calls laters. These are folks who live in the future. They will be happy when a future event happens. And only when that happens, they will be, wait for it, happy. So happiness is postponed for later. And then once that event happens, sure, there is happiness that lasts for about 24 hours. And then they realize that actually it's the next one thing that will make them really, really happy. I remember working with a senior woman client who spent 3 years of her life consumed by work because that title of vice president would give her everything that she aspired for in life. And that milestone would be the one that would make her happy. And you know what? When it finally happened, it was such a non-event that she just mentioned it in passing, and that too only when I asked her, hey, what happened about the promotion? She hadn't even bothered to celebrate it. And you know why? Because now her son needs to get into an Ivy League college in the US, and he was struggling with his entrance scores, so that was consuming her, because once he got in, she would have succeeded as a parent, and then finally she would be, wait for it, happy. This type of client are called the laters. They spend every moment of their present life working really hard but postponing happiness to a future event. They don't give themselves permission for any happiness in the present. It's all stored up for the future. The downside is that they miss being grateful for the little things that each day or each moment brings. They struggle to appreciate the blessings they have right now or to enjoy them in the now, because it's all going to happen later, sometime in the future. So these laters, they live in the future while the present passes by. Some of us are also laters, and it's important for you and I to realize this before we can support our clients effectively. The other category that you and I can fall into are the nows. And we have clients in this category too. The nows live for today, for now. So they are so focused on enjoying the present moment and doing as much as they can right now that, while it's fashionable To talk about living in the present moment, these folks are racing through it on adrenaline. They are rushing through now so fast that their life is just one big blur. There's no time, no space to really savor anything because they're so consumed chasing the high that they get. One of my clients is a gentleman, a rising star in a fast-growing industry, in a fast-growing company. And he is a classic example of wanting everything and enjoying everything in life now. The challenge with him is that most of his now metrics are linked to material stuff. He has all the best of what luxuries can buy him. He changes his Samsung every 6 months or so. And so that he's not left behind with the Apple crowd, has the latest iPhones as his personal phone. He's into adventure travel and extreme fitness and parties hard every weekend. His performance at work is great and his growth is fantastic because his focus is only on this quarter and he meets his quarter numbers. So he lives his life king size quarter to quarter. Yet there's something missing in his conversations with me. And he's just not able to pin what that is. It's interesting to see the scorn and mocking on his face, very politely concealed, of course, when I talk to him about long-term purpose or meaning in life. And he can barely conceal the amusement and feeling sorry for me when he talk about longer-term relationships rather than just this weekend's Tinder. This client, like some of us, is an example of the nows. So busy trying to do everything to be happy that they just don't have the time and space to enjoy anything at the deeper level. Thus, we have the laters and the nows. And before we look at our clients, we need to figure out which one we are and then understand for us what it means to be happy. Because we can't apply the following principles that I'm going to share in terms of coaching around this with our clients unless we struggle with it first for ourselves. Oh, by the way, the client situations that I've presented are composite cases so that the identity of all my clients are protected. To summarize, both the laters and the nows live in an illusion. They live in an illusion. For the laters, the illusion is that some future event or destination will bring happiness, and for the nows, the illusion is that only the journey is important, so live wild now. Well, as coaches, we need to know what the research on happiness tells us so that we can support our clients who seek just to be happy in a holistic and effective way. So research suggests that to be happy, one needs to balance both the present, that is the now, and the future. One needs to balance both the present and the future. In addition, this balance has two components, and these two components are pleasure and meaning. So we have present and future, pleasure and meaning. Pleasure is the experience of positive emotions in the here and now. Pleasure is about present benefit, whereas meaning comes from having a sense of purpose from the future benefit of our actions. So a happy person experiences positive emotions in the activities that he engages in the now and that have a meaning or purpose in life that is longer term. The pleasure gives you a present benefit and the meaning gives you a future benefit. Take any one component and you have an incomplete approach like the clients we spoke about earlier. The secret is, therefore, to be happy in the present, that is the now, and in the future. Happy people do things in the present that they enjoy and they know that they are on track with something that has meaning for them in the future. So as coaches and human beings, this is what we need to figure out first for ourselves and then support our clients who are on a similar journey. My own experience is that it's not easy to figure this balance and then to move closer towards it. It's an ongoing journey, a sort of homeostatic equilibrium that one strives to maintain or keep in balance every day. But once you and I are on this journey, it's so much easier for us to support our clients. The next aspect of understanding the client who just wants to be happy is this. Sometimes we or our clients have this expectation that one must be happy 24/7, 365. They expect happiness to be like an ongoing rush of some substance that must last and last. They don't want any pain or disappointments or down phases in their life. Now, this is simply not true, as you and I know. And once again, this faulty expectation needs to be gently changed for ourselves perhaps, and also for our clients. While working with my own coach, I've realized that this 24/7, 365 days happiness expectation is subconsciously ingrained in nearly all of us. We are not even aware that we are being hijacked by it. My own coach has often had to remind me that we all go through difficult phases or situations in the present, but these experiences often have a long-term benefit. Or it's a phase of life that we go through, such as an illness or losing someone close to us. At these times, my coach has helped me remember that these difficult phases are just part of being human and experiencing humanity. It's a part of maturing process, and she's helped me just be accepting of the journey as is. I've learned that these are the times that increase our appreciation and gratitude for the simpler and smaller things or moments in our life. Whenever she's helped me focus on gratitude and appreciation for what I have, it has helped me look at the present circumstance or difficulty with kinder eyes. Therefore, one of the most helpful things we can do as coaches for ourselves and for our clients is to develop a sense of gratitude for all the things and the moments we have in our life. This sense of deep gratitude itself contributes to a sense of happiness irrespective of current reality. Another strategy that helps us work with the I just want to be happy client is to help him or her figure out something that is meaningful for them at a personal level. And by the way, you and I must work on it for ourselves first. And so this personal meaning or purpose is not something that is socially desirable or expected or fashionable or something that they can put on their social media, which sounds really lofty and altruistic. It doesn't have to be some world-changing purpose or some grand or noble statement. It just has to be personal and meaningful to the client. There's no need to impress anyone on social media with it. Now, once we and our client are able to articulate a purpose that has meaning to us, the next step is where the magic happens. And the next step is take baby steps to live your purpose. You've got your purpose, what your meaning is, what's important for you, then take baby steps to live your purpose. It's the baby steps that you take towards honoring your purpose which are most likely to give you or your client enjoyment in the present and have meaning for the future. Therefore, both elements of happiness are thus being honored. These baby steps are through the day or week or month, depending on what is appropriate. One has the experience of longer-term meaning and the experience of positive emotions triggered in the present moment. This is both a present and a future benefit at the same time. As coaches, let's commit to struggle and arrive at this space for ourselves, and then it becomes authentic for us to support someone else. The trick is not to work harder or less hard, but to focus on the right things, the ones that have a present and future benefit. So let's bring our conversation to a close today. We've been discussing how best to support a client who comes with the agenda, I just want to be happy. We've discussed what research states about the elements of happiness, the balance and integration of short-term pleasure and longer-term meaning. We have also talked about correcting the expectation of wanting 24/7, 365 days of happiness. And we've looked at some ways that might be helpful in working with such clients, such as reminding them to focus on gratitude and appreciation. The important caveat is that you and I must work through these aspects for ourselves first. I trust our session has been informative. Please do let me know in the comments or in the LinkedIn chat box or on Podbean or email me. I'd love to know how you found this conversation helpful. Talk to you soon. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Please connect with us on coachtoolbox@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and review this channel. Details of our ICF-approved coach training programs and our services as executive coaches and coaching supervisors are on www.globalcoachtrust.org. See you in our next session.